good afternoon and welcome to my channel, Lee Whittaker Golf. I'm Lee Whittaker. If this is your first time here, first time watching my videos, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below. Please drop a like on this video if you like the content, and drop a comment below on what you see in this video and what you think about what's in my bag. So the purpose of this video is what's in my bag. And the reason I'm doing this is in 2 weeks I'm off up to Conwy Golf Course and I'm playing in the Average Golfer 2019. For those of you who don't know what the Average Golfer 2019 is, Andy, who's the Average Golfer on YouTube, has organised like a tournament, an event for average golfers, for me, for him, for you, for just everyday average Joes. So if you are interested in playing in that, I don't know if it's full, so you would have to contact Andy. Pop over to his video, to his channel. I will keep a link below in this video about the one on his channel, about 4, describing where to get the information from and how much it is. I think it was £55 for the day. Me and the wife, we're going up on the Saturday. We're spending a weekend up there for just to spend some time together and just make a weekend of it, basically. So this is basically what's in my bag for that event. Now, I did do a what's in the bag when I first started YouTube, and since then practically everything has changed, I think. So this is an updated what's in the bag. This will be what's in my bag for the foreseeable future. I think I'm there now, maybe. This is golf. So first things first, let's start with the bag. So first things first, the bag. The bag I use is the Orca tour bag. It's quite a hefty bag, but I have to say it is absolutely brilliant. It has got pockets everywhere. Downside I'd say on a cart you kind of lose half the bag because it's not really designed for a cart, so that's my downside. I wish Orca would release a cart specific bag, but for the time being this will do. It's brilliant. I just lose half the bag on a cart, but let's have a look at the bag itself. So what do I keep in my bag? Well, in this pocket, let's empty it out, we have a glove. I use FootJoy or Srixon gloves, and then everything else that's in it is teas that I forget to put away into the tea packet. So we've got, keep spare pencils, the Conwy Golf scrubber, tape for my fingers, pitch repairers ×3, pair of scissors, and a marker for my ball. This one is one I got in Spain, in Los Mijas, and I do have a Conwy Golf one, but I think that's in my trousers. And in this front pouch I keep a mid layer, and I'm currently using Sunderland of Scotland mid layers because they are really comfortable, and a spare dozen balls, and the balls I use are Srixon AD333s. And the reason I use those balls is because I've tested all the Srixon range against each other with a 7-iron and a wedge, and I found next to no difference, for me anyway, across them all. So the AD333 is the more financially viable version of it. It's half the price of the Z-Stars. I was using the Z-Stars, but I've switched to the 333s. So that's why I use them, because it makes more sense financially. Right, moving around to the side, we have this zip pocket here, which allows you to get in behind these pockets. And basically all I keep in there is the cover for the top. So if it rains, that's where that is. Then we move to this side and there's a valuables pocket here. And then in here there is going to be nothing. Absolutely nothing. And the reason there's nothing is because that's the side that goes up against the cart, which is why I was saying for a cart I lose half of the back basically. Because it's not cart specific, so it doesn't have the back to go up against the cart. So when this is on the cart, I lose that half of the back, is what it is. Moving to the front, you have a handle here and it is really sturdy. You know, the quality of this handle is phenomenal. Then we move down to here. Oh, cheeky little 2010 keyring there with my initials on. This pocket is where I put my drink and a little cool block for food. Then in here we have balls, and then in here that's where I keep my teas. And then finally this side you get another valuables pocket. This one I use, put my wallet, car keys in. And then in here is the waterproofs. And again I use Sunderland of Scotland waterproofs. And again the reason for that is value for money. We stock Sunderland of Scotland in the shop. And I think the quality compared to some of the other brands is up there, if not better. And you're paying a fraction of the price when you think of things like Galvin Green at £200–300 for a jacket. Those jackets are retail at 120, I think it is, and I've used them copious amounts of time this winter, this summer. It's absolutely hammered it down. I not even remotely got wet at all, so I use their jacket and their trousers. And finally, we have obligatory towel and the rangefinder. And the rangefinder I use is the Leopold Gs5 all-in-one. This is just a fantastic rangefinder, love it. Okay, so that's the bag. That's the accessories that I keep inside my bag. The only thing I might add to that would be, if it was particularly cold, would be like a padded jacket or padded gilet or gilet, don't know how you pronounce it, but one of those anyway. But otherwise the bag pretty much stays the same. So let's move on to what we've come here to look for, is the equipment. Let's start with the irons. So the irons that I use used to be, in my old video, the Taylormade P790s, but now we use these. These are the Orca RS10 CBs. I have them 5-2 pitching wedge, and the reason I've got them 5-2 pitching wedge is because I want to carry extra hybrid. I find hybrids a lot easier to hit than a 4-iron, although I do hit the 5-iron particularly well in this set. So yeah, for irons wise, we've gone for the RS10 CB. These are quad forged. They are S25 carbon steel, Japanese steel. There is no tungsten weighting, no fancy anything. It is just a milled piece of metal, and the feel you get off these is phenomenal. So that's the irons in the bag. They're in their respective places. Now let's move on to the wedges. Now the wedges are the same as in that video, I think, possibly. And the wedges I use are the Titleist Vocys SM7s. I have these in 50 degree, which is a 12 degree bounce, and it's the F grind. I have the 56 degree, which is a 10 degree bounce in the S grind. And then I also have the flop machine, the 60 degree wedge, which is an 8 bounce in the M grind. And they, as well as the pitching wedge, are the wedges that I have in my bag. Prior to these I had the Cleveland, but I changed to Vocys, and I just think the feel is slightly better, although Cleveland wedges are phenomenal and the new RTX4s are really good. But for the time being, these are in the bag. The only thing that might change is these may change to the Orca J29s, but I'm still waiting for them to turn up, and then I need to test them up against each other. But for the time being, it's the Vocys SM7. And there they are in their pride of place in my bag. Okay, the next club I'm going to move on to alternates between this one and the 22 degree, but it is the Orca Gs5 Hybrid. I have these in 19 degrees and 22. Currently in my bag is the 19, because it just is. It all depends on the course really, what sort of distance the course is. I use this a lot off the tee for sort of like if I want to get it to 10-ish yards. So this is my 210 club. So this is, say, 19 degree Orca Gs5. The shaft in this is the Tenside Blue. It is the 80 gram stiff flex on this shaft, and all the grips I have are all the Golf Pride Align mid-size +4s, apart from the 3-wood and the driver, but they are getting changed. So after that, everything will be these grips. So the first hybrid, 19 degree Gs5. And there she is in the bag, ready for the next hybrid. And the next hybrid is my power hybrid. This thing is a beast, and it is the Titleist 818H2. I have this in. This is the 17 degree, you can just see it there. And it is in the D2 setting, so that puts it down a degree to 16 and slightly gives it a draw bias. I bought this off Dan Hendrickson from Conwy Golf Club as the new TS hybrids were coming in, so this was going off and for sale. The shaft I have is the Tenside White. This is the 90 gram stiff flex, and the reason I wanted this slightly heavier is because I'm going to swing this one slightly faster, I suppose. The idea of this club is it's going to be 230-ish, but I have on the simulator only once, mind. But I have hit 250 a few times, hit it 260. So this is also my get off the tee club. If I'm into wind, I can put it back in the stance, I can power it, and I can do 200, 210. And it will just, especially on a links course like Conwy, hopefully if it's not rained, it will just run and run and run. So into wind, if it's a shortish par 4, that's what this is for. So yeah, that's the Titleist 818 Hotel H2, whichever way you want to look at it. And pride of place next to the Orca. Now let's move on to the 3-wood. So now we move on to the 3-wood, and this is my favourite club in the bag. This club is going to take some beating to change, and it is the Taylormade M6. Yeah, this is just... this is just Mr. Reliable off the tee. I love the shape of it. I love the contrasting colours here. And it's just a phenomenal club off the tee. I know if I hit this off the tee 90% of the time, it's just going to go exactly where I want it to. And until I got a driver in the bag, this was off the tee every time because it is just so reliable. But I was slightly losing distance compared to a driver. So that's why I've got a driver in the bag now, but this thing is a beast, and it will never, ever come out of my bag unless something phenomenal comes out. Shaft I have in this is the Hazardous Yellow, and it's the 63 gram 6.5 X stiff. I just want that for a little bit more stability because obviously it's swinging a little bit faster. And it's heavier. It's more stiffer than my driver, which is strange, but I just get such good numbers off it. I don't want to change it. I'm just going to keep this as it is. So for the 3-wood, we have the Taylormade M6. And there it is, almost there, just 2 clubs to go. 12 down, 2 to go. Okay, driver time. And this took a long time to get into my bag. I was testing the Titleist TS3 at my local golf club and was hitting it okay, but I thought it was getting too spinny. So I booked a fitting with Dan Hendrickson down at Conwy Golf Club because I know he's got a vast array of different clubs from Callaway, Cobra, Titleist, you know, all those brands that I could test up against. And we've ended up going for TS4. And the reason we've gone for this is because it's low spinning, it's a smaller head. I'm a massive fan of the smaller head, and I did want to test the Taylormade mini driver, well, original one, but the lofts put me off it. So I have this in an 8.5 and it's currently in A1 setting, if you can see, there we go. So it's currently in A1, but I do need to test that out in different settings because I've got a feeling it may possibly need to just get a little bit of draw bias on it because it's just slightly leaking right. Shaft I have is the Hazardous Smoke, and this is the 60 gram 6.0, which is effectively a stiff shaft, and I say the grip will change. But this is a low spinning beast. Yeah, it's taken me a while to get the guts to get a driver in the bag, but with this in, I'm starting to feel a bit more confident, but I'm not quite there with the driver swing, and I will do a video showing why I'm not there with the driver swing. But with this, I know if I swing it right and swing it well, I'm getting the numbers I want. When I walked into Dan Henriksen, I was 237 carry with a driver. When I walked out after, he did do a slight tweak to the swing, but with that and this club, I hit one that cleared 303. So you can just see the difference. Obviously that's not going to be every time, but I know it's in there, and the spin numbers were great. So for the driver, we have got the Titleist TS ball. And in she goes. There she is with the other woods. So that just leaves one more club. So that leaves one club, and that's the putter. But before we show you the putter, quick shout out to Scott Reedman Concepts for this amazing head cover. It's Only Fools and Horses, has a few of their slogans on there. Magnetic, just absolutely love it. Amazing quality. Only £40, which to you some of you may sound, what, £40 for a head cover, but when you put that into comparison to like a Scotty Cameron head cover, which is for the rare limited editions, you could be £200–300. This is the way ahead. So the putter itself is a Scotty Cameron. It's the Select Squareback, and that is the putter I've chosen. A little bit annoyed that this little red thing has fell out, but it is what it is. Yeah, and then the grip is just a standard Scotty Cameron grip on it. Really tacky, I love this grip. So far, mixed kind of results with it, but that's probably down to my pointing stroke. I was fitted for this, so I know it does work, but yeah, it's just sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but then that's every putter. So there, that's the putter, is the Scotty Cameron Select Squareback. And there we go, ladies and gents. That is my What's in the Bag 2019. So, what do you think? Comment down below. Let me know what you think about my bag for the average golfer 2019. Playing a links course, do you think I've made the right choices? What would you change? What have you got in your bag? But yeah, generally, what do you think of the bag that I've finished? Definitely finished. Definitely don't need anything else. Definitely don't need anything else. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Thank you all for watching. Again, please, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel. There will be more videos coming out. I will be doing some vlogs and showing you the progress of my handicap and my swing. But otherwise, please drop this video a like if you've liked it. Please comment down below for anything you've seen on this video. Otherwise, it's Sunday evening. Have a great rest of the weekend if you've still got anything to do. If not, I'll see you all again in the next video. See you later.